Okay, so Module 7, the first thing that you're going to want to do is go into your content and then open up Module 7 project. No, because it's just this microphone. You want to... So you're going to go in and download all these files here. And the way to download them is just click on each one of them. All of them, every single one of them. So I'm totally, yes, this is what you do. So you just click on it. I'll download the instruction file and the start file. I've already downloaded all these others, so I'm not going to do those. But basically, they're going to go in. They go into, if you're using Google Chrome, they go into your download folder automatically. So I'm just going to open it up. All right, so here's our little case study. It's the Antioch Sports Center, and it's Lindsay Bates and who works there, and she wants to evaluate whether she wants to merge with another sports center. And one of her assignments is to combine data from each of the sports centers into a single workbook, format the data, and create graphics to make the data easier to analyze. So before we jump into the worksheet, we have to open up the worksheet. So I'm going to open mine up and save it. I save mine to the OneDrive. Which class is this? So you got to give it a little _2. Otherwise, Sam doesn't like it. Okay. So I'll blow this up a little bit. So jump to your candidates worksheet. Are you guys there yet, by the way? Ready to go? All right. Okay, so, yep. On YouTube. Hang on a second. It's under content. I don't know if yours looks the same as mine, but if you go down here under table of contents, there's videos, lectures, demonstrations. And oh, it doesn't look like I have all the links there. Well, the other place to go is the YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube, I'll just send you the link. The first thing I want us to do is to insert a SmartArt graphic. Where will we go to insert something? Which tab? The Insert tab. And then over here, there's a SmartArt tool. And then they want a continuous picture list. So there's different kinds of lists here. Continuous picture list is down here. So I'm going to click on that. And then click OK. And in pops the default continuous picture list. So what we have here is 3 little SmartArt graphics, and they're smart because they've already inserted a place to insert pictures. So what you're going to do is the first thing on number 1 is to insert the support file. So the way to do that is see this little icon that looks like a picture, click on that, and you're going to choose from a file, and that file is going to be, in mine, it's in the downloads folder, and I have it set up so I can see the thumbnails. But the first file is the baseball, so I'm going to double click on the baseball file, and the second one is a basketball, and the third one is a soccer ball. Volleyball is coming soon. All right, so everyone get that? No? You click on each picture, and then you're going to grab it from the files. So you just click on here we are. All right, so once you've inserted all the balls, you now are going to type in the labels of each column here. So the first one is Prime Sports. Notice how the text changes size as you're typing it. That's why it's SmartArt. The basketball is Tony Brown. And the text for the soccer ball is Northside. Those Northsiders. Okay, so that's number 3. So we're moving right along here. Yeah, we're all in number. What's that? Yeah, one was the continuous picture list. Yeah, it looks so much more complicated when they type it out. All right, so number 4, they want us to change the format of the SmartArt graphic with the Antioch Sports Center logo as follows. Change the colors to the colorful range and then apply the white outline SmartArt style. So let's go back to the worksheet, and we are going to just click on click on the chart, well, wherever you want to click on the SmartArt, and then when you do that, these design and format tools pop up. So I'm going to click on the design tool, if it's not already showing, by the way, and then yes, SmartArt tools design, and then I'm going to click on the down arrow for change colors, and see we have all these different themes. If I hover over it, this is it's kind of like a black and white theme. I kind of like that, but they want us to be colorful. So we're going to choose the colorful template, and then the very last one, the colorful range accent colors 5 to 6. So it looks like, I don't know, fall colors or something. Oh, and by the way, they will also want us to apply a SmartArt style, which is right up here, and it is a white outline. So why they want it to be a white outline, I don't know, but they do. And I'm going to click on that, and then I click outside of it, and you can see, if you look closely, there's a little white outline because the grid lines are covered there. Yeah, the very last one. Whatever. All right, and then apply. Oh, on the screen, yeah. I know the resolution's not the best. All right, so the other thing that we need to do is add a new shape. So, okay, so make sure you click on this SmartArt. How do you add a new shape? Right click? Yeah, right click works. When in doubt, click right. Uh, that's my rule. And so you can then click add shape, and we want the add the shape after. Or the other place you can do it is right up here. If you're in the design tab, you can just click add shape there as well. So click add shape, and then click on the little picture. Go find the volleyball. Any volleyball players in here? Just softball, basketball, soccer players. All right, there we go. We got couch rider, water polo. This kind of looks like a water polo ball. Good work. All right, and then we're going to type in, click on that shape, and then type in Stillman. You can. I don't know, for whatever reason, the little, yeah, it's there. You just start typing and it fills in the right place. See, it's SmartArt. It knows where to put it. So that's number 5. Number 6, we are going to improve the appearance of the candidates worksheet as follows. We're going to move the SmartArt graphics so the upper left corner is within cell B3 and resize it so the lower right corner is in J15, and then remove the grid lines. So click on the graphic, and where do they say it needs to be? B3? B3. So grab it with your left mouse button and drag it over to B3. So grab the left handle, so you can move it around. You can make it any way you want, but you want to place it so that the edge of it is within this cell B3. And then then go grab the right one, and what is it, J15? So J15. So just make sure that you can kind of get this little ghost image. You can see it's lined up in there. All right, so now it's lined up in B3 to J15. Got it? Yeah, okay. The other thing, they want us to remove the grid lines. B3 is the upper left one, and J15 is the lower right one. And then they want us to remove the grid lines. Remember see all these grid lines we've been looking at the entire time? Do you know that you can get rid of them? Yeah? How do you do it? View? Yeah, so go to the View tab and then unclick grid lines. Begone grid lines. Yeah. See, we got the little clean cover sheet worksheet here. I think that's it. So that's number 6. Number 7, go to the Prime Sports worksheet and then arrange the data as follows. Copy I3 to N8 to the Office clipboard. Oh, so here we're going to get a chance to practice McKenna transposing data. So we're going to go to the Prime Sports worksheet. So that's the very next one. I'll make mine a little bigger. No, not that big. So what they want us to do is copy I3 to N8. So you just grab that, and then I'm going to go to the Home tab and just, it's on the Prime Sports. Make sure you're on the Prime Sports tab. And so copy that, And then we're going to go to, then click on B3, and is that where it's going? Make sure. Yeah, B3, but we're not going to paste it regularly. We're going to paste it by transposing it, by turning all the data on its side. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 are going to become rows, and the total are going to be rows, and then these are going to become columns. So the way to do that is you click on paste, and we go to the paste gallery. Remember the paste gallery? And then it's this little tool here that transpose, and you click on that one, click on it once, and it transposes. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And then I'm just going to hit escape to get these ants from running around these data here. Yeah. And then to clear the contents, I'm just going to go over, highlight them again, and then click clear all, and they're gone. So that is number 7. Number 8 is the Prime Sports Center has provided sales data for the last 5 years in a Word table. Insert the data into Prime Sports worksheet as follows. So this is not atypical. If you ask people to send you data, send me information. If you ask them to go out and collect it, they generally don't always keep it in the same format. So that's what we're going to show you how to do that. You can pull it in from all kinds of formats. You probably know a lot of this, but there are some ways you may not have seen. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the support document that ends in prime.docx. So I'm going to go, mine's in my downloads. Where's that support? Here it is. So I'm going to double click on that. And then you see that they have data that have been nicely formatted, and it looks nice, but that we only need the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns of data. So I'm going to go into the cell and then click on that cell, and then again, just like in Excel, I'm going to grab with my left mouse and just drag it on down till I get the 6 columns and all the rows that I need for the data. And then I'm going to go up here and copy it, or you can right click on it and copy it. But then we're going to go back to the Excel spreadsheet. And let's see, where do they want us to paste it? B11. So we're going to go to cell B11. But don't paste it. We're going to use the paste gallery again. We're going to paste it in a very special way. You see how this has already been formatted? They want us to keep that formatting. So the way to do that is you go to the down arrow, and you can see now it's smart. We only have 2 options. There's keep the source formatting, and you can see that looks kind of like what it did in the Word document, or keep the destination formatting, and that's the way they want it to be. So click on the destination formatting, and then it'll paste the information in that way. Okay, so that's number 8. Number 9, we're moving right along. Using the Format Painter to copy the formatting of the range B11 to G16 to the range B3 to G8 in the Prime Sports worksheet. So they want the top part to look like the bottom part. So I think that the way we do that is we're just going to highlight B11 down to G16, and then we're going to go up to our friendly Format Painter and click on that, and then click again and hold down, say a little paintbrush there, hold it down till you get to from B3 to G8, and click outside, and now it looks the same. Isn't that sweet? Now it's probably a good time to save your file if you haven't saved it yet. So that is number 9. Number 10, the Tony Brown Sports Center has provided sales data for the last 5 years in a text file. Insert the data into the Tony Brown worksheet as follows. Go to the Tony Brown worksheet and then import data from the support blah, 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 tonybrown.txt file. Have you guys ever seen a TXT file? They're not very exciting. They're kind of like a Word document, but with no formatting, generally. We could open one up just to take a look at it. Where is it here? Where is it? Well, never mind. So go to the Tony Brown worksheet, and we're going to insert a text file right here. So we need to go to sorry, lost where I was. Which cell? Oh, B3. Okay. So I'm just going to click on B3 for right now because I know that's where it's going to go, and it'll be helpful when we go to insert it. So, so where would we go to input data or import data, do you think? Which tab do you think we go to import data? How about data? Okay. And then if you click on the data tab, if you're using a Mac, it may look a little different. You're going to get different options. There's from access. We're going to use that in a minute. There's from the web. You can import data from the web directly. Any of you use like sports, follow sports or business or things like that, there's a way there, you can go directly to the websites and actually import, download all that data into Excel. I'll show you how to do that at a later time. But we're going to import data from text, right? Because it's a TXT file. So we're going to click on that, and I'm going to go to the downloads, and here it is. So I'm going to click on that and then click import. And then we get our text import wizard. It's nice we get a wizard to help us this time. Do you guys remember, Clippy? Yeah, a little Clippy, and you could change Clippy. It would turn into like a little Albert Einstein looking character, and I kind of miss Clippy. Whatever happened to Clippy? I don't know, because it's just, it was just too, doesn't fit with Microsoft's culture, I don't think, It was. So you clicked on, why don't you see it? So you're on the data tab, and then over there, you see at the far left, it says from access, from web, from text. It might look a little different on yours. So we're going to now use our wizard to help us import the data. You have to go through a couple of steps. This is step one. The first thing we have to do is choose the data type. There's different types of data. There is delimited and fixed width. What do you think fixed width means? Yeah, fields are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. Okay, so that's like Courier font, right, where everything is evenly spaced, so you could use that. Delimited, what's delimited? Yeah, so it's not a store in the mall. Does it even have delimited anymore? Is that even a store anymore? You've never heard of it? Limited? It was almost as big as the Gap was at one point, but they're not around anymore apparently. All right, so we're going to choose delimited, and in this case, you can see it gives you a preview of the file down here. So here's that Tony Brown text file. So the commas, it's delimited by commas, right? So Q1, comma, 4900, comma, 5000, that's the data, and then these are the headers for it. By the way, you need to check headers. So check headers, and then click next. And then when you get to step 2, Your data has headers. Check that one. Delimited. And then check, make sure your data has headers is checked. And then click on next. We're going to go to step 2. All right, and then step 2. The screen lets you set delimiters your data contains. You can see how your text is affected in the preview below. So right now it's defaulted to tab. I guess that's its default. So I'm going to uncheck tab. And what's it delimited by? Commas. Now, so click on commas. And right, and so now it's all lined up. See, it's got that pretty preview. What's that? Unclick tab. And then notice here there's one for space. Space can be a delimiter. A delimiter can actually be any character, right? It could be a star, it could be the number 8, whatever it is, you can choose. So there's a lot of business programs that allow you to export data, and they often export it to a text file or to a CSV file. CSV file stands for comma separated value. And so that's what this one is, happened to be. It's separated by commas. So then I'm going to go to step 3, click next, and the screen lets you select each column. We're not going to format the data. They're not asking us to do that, but you can if you wanted to. Do not check space. Just the only thing that should be checked is comma. And then, so when you get to step 3, you're going to just click on finish. And it's going to tell you, where do you want to put the data? B3, we already clicked there, right? So I'm just going to click OK. And there it is. So it's pulled in. Remember, this was blank, and now it's pulled in into this pretty format. So that is number 10. Number 11, organize the historical data in the Tony Brown worksheet as follows. Can use the convert text columns wizard. Well, there's a lot of wizards out today to convert the text in the range B12 to B15 to columns. Use only a space as the column delimiter. Hint, click OK to replace the data if the warning message comes up, and then change the width of columns B to G to 12. All right, so here's what we're doing. That's a lot of words, but basically this is what we're doing. You notice here we have these, somehow these got merged. Q1, sometimes it happens when you pull in data, the columns get messed up. Maybe someone forgot to put a comma or something like that. Anyway, that's what happened here, and there's 2 ways to fix this, right? So this 18550 should be over here, right? So, in a small thing like that, you might just go in and type them in, but imagine if you had thousands of rows of data to fix. You're not going to do that, right? So let's pretend that we have thousands of rows, and what we're going to do is going to click on row 12,000 down to 15,000. And then, so those are the data where we have these merged, and then we're going to go on the data, to the data tab? Yes, on the data tab, we're going to go over to the tool, under a data tool, text to columns. So you're going to click on that, and again, we have a wizard helping us out. So this wizard is going to have us use again, we're going to use delimited. What's it delimited by? Space, the final frontier. So we go next to step 3, unclick the tab column, and this time we're going to check the space box and see it's lined those up. And we're going to click next. And yeah, this is all okay. Click finish. Don't worry. You can click OK. All right, so see, now it's pushed all those numbers over to the appropriate space. All right, that was number 11. Oh, and they want us to change the width of the columns B to G. So I just hover up on the letter B in that little space there, and then click with my left mouse button, and then drag it over to G. And so I've grabbed all those columns. I'm going to right click on it, and then go to column width, and type in 12. And click OK. Want me to do it again? All right, so hover over column B2G. So you click with your left mouse button and then drag it on over to G. So it just kind of grabs, it's just grabbing everything from here to infinity and beyond. um, and then you right click on column width and then type in 12. All right, so in number 12, they want us to add the totals to the historical data as follows. We want to create a formula using the sum function that totals the values in C12 to C15. So it's basically the sums for this. So I'm going to type in equal in cell C16 equal sum, open parentheses, and I'm just going to grab cell C12 down to C15. So it automatically puts it in there, and then I'm going to close the parentheses, hit enter, and it's entered the formula there. So now I'm going to copy this by just dragging it on over using that little handle to cell G16, and now we have the totals for these. Okay. All right, so now we are going to got it? So let's click on the north side worksheet, and it looks very similar, but there's a difference here. Notice how it says Q1 to Q4 instead of Q1 to Q4. We have to fix that because it looks a little different. So we are going to do that using the global find and replace. How many of you are familiar with that tool? You ever use it in Word? No? Okay. Never heard of it. All right. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna open your eyes to a whole new world here. Um, so if you go to, and by the way, if you're using a Mac, this may not work for you. Who's using a Mac? Like almost everybody. half of you. All right. I use a Mac at home, and for some reason I'm able to find and replace, but a lot of the laptops are not working. So here we are going to number 13. We're going to make 4 replacements. So I'm just going to click on cell A. I'm just going to click up here. Why? Because when you use global find and replace, what it does is it goes and searches your data, and it starts at the top and goes to the bottom. So it's just a good place to start. So on your home tab, over the far right, make sure you've expanded your spreadsheet. There's that little magnifying glass. And we're going to click on the down arrow and see there's find. We just wanted to find something. We can find data and replace. We can do both. We can find and replace. So I'm going to click on replace, and this little dialog box comes up. And what do we want to replace? The word quarter, right? So I'm going to type in quarter. And then replace it with what? Yeah, capital Q. Yes, you have to. It won't make any difference in terms of how the system will grade you, but you should know how to do this. If you have a Mac, up here somewhere there's a search tool, I think. Yeah, use that, and you can use it from there. There might be like a drop-down box, and then you can just replace it. If you have a Mac, use the help bar. Okay. Okay. So quarter, you want to replace all these quarters. Hey, we have $1 worth of quarters here. And then with Q's, capital Q. So now here's how you could do it. You could either do a replace all, which we could do, or you could just replace them one at a time. So if I click on replace, what? Couldn't find a match. Oh. I don't know what's going on here. Let me close this. This should work. Find and replace. We have to do find next. Is it working for you? It's not working for me. Oh yeah, it worked. Yeah, replace all. Just be careful with the replace all. I used to work with companies where the people would put in bids for work, and they would take like old proposals and just go in and they would just do a global replace all. And so they would say, we're really excited to be working with, I don't know what company, Southern California Edison, but they left out, like, sometimes you refer to Edison as Edison, so it missed that, and so it was a totally different company. It was like Bank of America or Visa, and they would see that and just doesn't look good. So yeah, be careful with global find replace. All right, so what were we? That was number 13. Number 14. So make sure. Number 14 is we want to add some data bars. There's a cool little feature that you could do in Excel, and that's to graphically show what's going on with the numbers right within the cell. It's kind of like those spark line charts, but it's a little different. So we're going to go down to, looks like cells C12 to C15. So highlight C12 to G15, and we're going to insert data bar. So we're going to go over to our insert tab. Where the heck is our data bars? I've forgotten where they are. While I'm trying to remember, oh, I know where it is. It's on conditional formatting. So go over to conditional formatting and scroll down to data bars. And yeah, and then so if you click on, they want solid blue. So you click on solid blue, and there you go. So do you see what's going on here? Solid blue. It's solid. So it's kind of cool. It gives you kind of a quick look at what's going on with the numbers, just kind of jump out at you. Saves having to create a whole bunch of charts and graphs and things like that. There's another tool I just want to show you. It's covered in the book, but not in the training here. There's a tool here. So if I just highlight cells, C4 to C7, just like we did down here. There's this little tool here called the Quick Analysis tool. Have you noticed that? It pops in sometimes. If I click on that, see it's got all these little, we could have put the data bars in that way. We could put colors in, icon sets, great, whatever. And there's just lots of different tools that you can put in, spark lines. So it's another cool little shortcut, but we're not going to do that today. All right, now's a good time. There's no shortcuts in life, except in, well, maybe there are in Excel. You just have to know where they are. Number 15. We're going to now go to the north side revenue chart. So click on that. And so here we have a big chart here. What is this showing us? It's showing us sales for 2016 all the way on up to this year and into the future. We're in the future. And they're doing well. They're improving sales over time, and they want us to make this chart more attractive. I guess you can make charts more attractive. They want to change the style to style 3. So you should have the chart selected. If not, select the chart and just, I'm going to hover over different styles. You see that it's changing the styles, and we want this one. That's pretty cool. Shows the numbers in the bar. So click on that. So now you've given your chart some style. And they want us to format the data series to vary colors by point. So what does that mean, vary colors by point? They want what that means is they want each one of these bars to be a different color for each year. So yeah, the way that I do it is I click on one of the bars, click outside. I'm going to click on one of the bars. The first time you click on it, it grabs all of the bars. It should. And you can tell because it's each bar has this little blue circle on its edge. So you have to click carefully. I suppose the other way to do it would be to select data, but we're not going to do that. And then right click. Remember, when in doubt, right click. And they're asking us to format. This is a data series, so we're going to choose Format Data Series. And the Format Data Series dialog box comes up, and there's different things that you can do. These little, when it shows these little bars, that means it has to do with the data. When it shows this bucket, it has to do with the colors and lines and things like that. So that's what we want to do. We want to change the color. So I'm going to click on the paint bucket, and we're going to go to Fill, and we're going to then go down and check the box, Vary Colors by Point. Did you know that that was there? Buried, click on it, and it looks like the flags on 4th Street in Belmont. Okay, so now we have a colorful north side chart. Is there anything else they want us to do here? No. All right. So save your file. Save your file for sure, because this next step is dangerous. Yes. It seriously causes Excel to crash. I guarantee when you do this step, well, I can't guarantee, but so far, the past 3 times I've done this, it crashes your system. But there is a way to recover, and maybe it's a good way to know. What do you do when your system crashes? Do you know the 3-finger solution? Cry. Do you know the 3-finger solution? Control-Alt-Delete. Yeah, I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, I'm learning that people don't know about that. All right. So anyway, we're going to let's try it. Maybe it won't crash, but I'm not making any bets. So we are going to go to the Stillman Sports Center worksheet. So make sure you've clicked on that, and it should look something like this. And you can see there's the 2020 sales have already been input, and they want some historical sales. So we're going to go back in time here. And in cell B11, so click on cell B11, we're going to import data. Where do we import data from? Data tab. And remember that from Access, that's where we're going to get it. So we're going to get it from Access. So no, Access is a database program. From the web, it would be HTML. So go to your, I'm going to my download file, and it's this one. The support should have this icon on it. So I'm going to click on that, click on open. Yeah, that's what it is. And it says existing worksheet. Where do you want to put the data? B11, and it's a table. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click properties. No. Click OK. Yeah, is it? Yeah, so here, ta-da, my system crashes. This is what it looks like. This is this is not intentional. This happens every time, but then once you reopen Excel, it works. I don't know why. It's some kind of magic. So now I'm going to do Control Alt Delete on the keyboard, and this little screen pops up. And then I'm going to click on. There's a tool here called the Task Manager. So I'm going to click on the Task Manager. It sounds like my old boss. The Task Manager. And now you can see all the tasks that are running. So I have, Screencast-O-Matic, Microsoft Word, Excel. So Excel is the one that we want to end the task. So I'm going to click on Excel and then click End Task, and it's gone, right? So, yeah, that's why I said save your file before you do this next step. The poor first, yours didn't crash? Awesome. Anybody else does not crash? So can you do it I don't think you could do this in Mac. I think there's some changes. Yes. You have to do it. You have to make it crash. Rip it off like a Band-Aid. I'm not sure. I'm not there at the beginning. At the beginning of the thing where it posts a warning and says if you're using a Mac, you're not going to be able to complete some of the steps. Guess what? This is one of those steps that you're not going to be able to complete. Got it? Mac. Probably. It's a Microsoft conspiracy. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna see if there's a workaround. There's something that you need to set up. So I need to make this a trusted document and do all this and then close it because this is the one that I want. Now I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to go back to the Data tab and then click on From Access and click on the Downloads and then click on it this time and try Open. Click OK, and it works. It did? So you're going to have to copy that and paste it into B11, I think. So, all right, is everybody there? So anybody who's not on a Mac, anybody using a PC there, you got it? All right. Did you get it? No? So now you have to reopen Excel and do it again. There's just something odd about this whole thing, but action. Okay, so now that we have successfully imported the Access database, we need to make the worksheet consistent. So number 17, we're on number 17 already. We're almost done. Convert the imported Access table to a range, and then change the width B to G to 12 characters. so let's make this a range. Do you remember how to do that? Remember this is a table? How can we tell this is a table? Little arrows, and then this little guy down here that tells us where the table ends, I suppose. So we're going to highlight the table, and then we're going to convert it to the range. So make sure that when you do that, the design tool tab is up, and then right over here there's a tool, convert to range. Click on that, and it says this will permanently remove the query definition from the sheet and convert the table to a normal range. Continue. Yep, and you click OK. All right, so it looks like a table, but it's not. It's just got data in there, so it's been converted to a range. Now they want us to go up to the table up top. Actually, it looks like it's not a table, it's a range. And we need to, we had to highlight cells B to G, and then right click, and then go to column width and type in 12. Click OK. Is that right? 12 characters. And up here, they want these numbers to be accounting format. So I'm going to highlight C4 to G8 and right click, format cells, and then it's already on the number tab. If it's not, choose the number tab, and then I'm going to click accounting, and decimal places, 0. Paste this down here. Hang on, let me finish this step. You go to the the data tab, and then from access, just make sure it's in cell B12, I guess, and you just choose that file. Oh, really? And it keeps, okay. I'm not sure why you're confused. Maybe it's a different version of Excel. All right, so now all these are formatted as accounting with 0 decimal places. And we're going to use our friendly format painter again to copy the formatting of B2 to G8, and we want to make the bottom part look just the same. So we're going to go back to the Home tab where our format painter lives, and click on the format painter, and then the little paintbrush and the plus sign of the paintbrush. So click on cell B10, hold it down till you get to cell G16. Right, so it's copied its look. All right, moving right along. Okay, number 18. To help analyze the Stillman Sports Center's sales data in 2020, create a chart as follows. For the range B in the Stillman sales, okay, in the range B3 to F7, create a clustered bar chart with each quarter as a data series. Move the cluster bar to the new chart, name it Stillman chart. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use that information in a second, so I'm just going to copy it. All right, so we need to go to our database here, and what they say to do. So this number, range B3 to F7. So I'm going to highlight B3 to F7 and insert a clustered bar. So basically we're going to insert a chart that's going to use all this data in here. So I'm going to go to insert and then over to our bars. Click on the down arrow, and you can see columns go up and down and bars go across. All right, so we're going to choose that first one, the 2D bar. Right, so that's a clustered bar. I'm going to click on that. And we're going to move the chart to its own worksheet. So the way to do that is I right-click in this white space here and choose Move Chart. And it needs to get its own new sheet, so I check that box, or bubble, whatever it is. And here's where we're going to type in, or I'm just going to paste it, 2020 Stillman chart, right? Because remember, I copied it before. So type in 2020 Stillman chart, and then click OK. And now we have this colorful looking chart here. So what's going on? Here. Well, let's just finish the last step and let's look at what's going on here. So now they want to change the chart style to style 3, and then add a primary horizontal axis, and then use Stillman Sports Center as a chart style. So I'm going to grab that again here. Copy it. All right, so I'm going to go back to our chart, and we want to choose style 3. Is that right? So click on style 3. And then we're going to add a primary horizontal axis. So in the PC, there's that little green plus sign. I click on that, and I'm going to choose Axis Titles and click on Primary Horizontal. So see, that's been added down here. And they want this to be sales. So I'm going to type in sales. That's right. We're just using the primary horizontal this time. Because it's a clustered bar, so I guess there could be I don't know what these are, categories, programs, membership, leagues, events. And they want us to change the chart title, so I'm going to double click on the chart title and just hover over it. And I copied the title before, so I'm going to just paste it. But you should type in Stillman Sports Center. If you're using a Mac, by the way, I guess it's all over here. You have to use the add chart element because you don't get that little plus sign. Okay, it says your workbook should look like the final figures on the following pages. Save your changes, close the workbook, and exit Excel. Follow directions on the same website to submit your completed project. So that looks right. I don't remember what the numbers are, but I don't think the numbers are exactly the same. But those look right. Yeah, we got our data bars. Got our colorful Northside Sports Center. We got that. We got that. I think it looks good. You guys ready to submit? You must submit. Okay, so 92. Only a 92. What happened? Oh, I skipped a step. Sorry, I left it out. So for those of you who have not submitted, go back to your chart here. I have to stretch mine out here so I can see all the tabs for the worksheets. All they asked us to do is to move this chart to after Stillman. You guys know the shortcut to do this? So you click on the tab for the worksheet, hold down your left mouse button and see that little arrows popped up and this little word document. Just drag it over to after Stillman and it's moved. Yeah, by the way, you can resubmit up to 3 times. So now, what else did you miss? Okay. All right. So save it and let's see what happens. I haven't submitted it in a while, so I'm going to go try it. Awesome. Whoops. You okay there? Hang on one second. So I missed one too. I don't know what I did wrong. All right. So it's good when the students do better than the professor. I got a 95. I got 100 yesterday. All right. So I'm going to end this recording.